Back to the Shanty Sessions, everybody. The Liverpool podcast we bring you each and every week on the Upper Tier podcast on YouTube. Head over there, smash that subscribe and bell notification button. Of course, we drop audio versions of the show on Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. This is your Liverpool versus Leeds preview coming at you Wednesday night, 7:45 under the lights at Anfield. Feels like these games are rolling around so quick now, having practically 2 to 3 a week. It's absolutely flying. Keeps us busy as content creators without a shadow of a doubt. But let's get into this one. Again, feels like another cup final. Klopp versus Bielsa. At the weekend we survived a little bit of a scare with Norwich going 1-0 up after half time, but no doubt the class shines through. A couple of pivotal substitutions by Jurgen Klopp, in game management yet again, having a nice boosted kind of squad to pick from and a nice bench that he can utilise. Came through 3-1 winners. But little did we know, shortly after that, Spurs would do us a huge favour by pipping Man City 3-2 at the death. Harry Kane, what a performance by him and by Spurs up at the Etihad. In terms of Leeds, on Sunday, played against United at Ellen Road. Absolutely treacherous conditions around, really, really bad conditions out there. Went 2-0 down and then pulled it back to 2-2 with two very quick goals after half-time. One, a fortuitous one off a corner, came in on the wind, deceived David De Gea and went into the back of the net. And the other one, a very quick turnaround goal. 2 goals like in 24 or 29 seconds or something like that. But again, United ground. And when Leeds brought them down into a dogfight, United showed that they were up for the dogfight and ran out 4-2 winners. Again, a couple of pivotal substitutions with Fred and Elanga coming on with the fresh legs and also doing the damage, and an outstanding performance by Jadon Sancho. Left leaky Leeds with nothing to show for their endeavour. If you look at the current form at the moment, Liverpool at the moment with a draw and 5 wins in the league, and in all competitions, 8 wins. 8 wins on the bounce now, I think it is, in all competitions. Leeds, on the other hand, 2 wins, 3 losses and a draw, and in all competitions, 1 win, 4 losses and a draw. So the gulf here is absolutely massive. But I think what we have to do, and I think we've spoken about it in terms of the focus of the team, and especially in that final third, I'm not as concerned about the focus in the team. If you look at the first half against Norwich, the focus in the team at the back seems very, very solid. The focus at the team in the midfield seems very, very solid. But it seems when we get to that final third, the focus is just a little bit casual in the first half the other day against Norwich, and we've seen it as well against Inter Milan. So we need to be a little bit more clinical in that final third earlier on in the games, and just make sure that we put these guys to the sword. Try and put them away early enough as well, because we've a big game on Sunday, Carabao Cup final, first piece of silverware hopefully going into the cabinet against Chelsea. We will be dropping a preview for the Carabao Cup final. Don't worry about that later on in the week as well, folks. If we get into a bit of team news here, Roberto Firmino obviously has a muscular issue, Klopp indicating that he could be out for a little while with it. So I'm not sure whether it's a recurrence or a new injury, what it is. We know that Diogo Jota is out with an ankle injury as well. Talk though he may be available for the Carabao Cup final, but don't let any of our Chelsea fans know that. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robinson obviously were both rested for the game against Norwich, so they no doubt will be back for the Leeds game, I would imagine. And I tell you, it could be a good one for the boy Luis Diaz to start in. In terms of Leeds, Coke, you think could be out with a concussion. I just thought this guy, he was just knocked for 6 the other day. It was actually quite scary looking at him at one stage. So I think with concussion protocol there, I think he could be out. I'd be very surprised if he isn't. Also missing, Sam Greenwood is out, Patrick Bamford is out, Calvin Phillips is out, and Liam Cooper is out, all injured. So that what that means for Leeds is Jamie Shackleton could deputise for Coke in the middle alongside Adam Forshaw, unless Matthias Klick drops deeper. Rafinha will be one I would expect to start. I think if they have any hope at all, they'll need the guile and endeavour of Rafinha there. In terms of Liverpool starting lineup, Alisson, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Elliott, Fabinho, Henderson, Salah, Mane, and Diaz. Very, very strong team there. The power of Elliott coming back in there. Hopefully he can brush off the Inter Milan experience and get back to good form in Anfield in front of our home crowd. For Leeds, Meslier, Ayling, Llorente, Struijk, Dallas, Click, Forshaw, Rafinha, Rodrigo, Harrison, and James. So plenty of creativity there. But at the back, I mean, if you've seen the goals they gave away to United, very lucky with the one that Cristiano Ronaldo didn't score early on, point blank save from Meslier. But the two headers, the Maguire header, Llorente just swinging out, not even playing the ball, absolutely crazy. And then the other one, then I think they had swapped and it was Struijk, and I think Bruno Fernandes just came in. He could have pirouetted in there. He was left alone so bad. And I think if they do that with us, I could see goals for Van Dijk. I could see goals for Konate. I could see goals coming from all over the place if that's the way they're going to mark. If they're going to kind of like not make up their mind and kind of half man mark, half zonal, I think it's a brilliant opportunity. And for the quality of the balls coming in from Robbo and Trent, I think Leeds will be banging trouble. If you look at the betting at the moment, Liverpool 1-6 on, absolutely no value on, hot favourites, back in a title race. Absolutely pivotal game. So I expect Liverpool to go focused, put on a professional performance, no lackluster, no legginess, no complacency. Get out there under the lights in Anfield. Make sure if you're going, crowd, don't let us down. Get behind the team. Very pivotal now. The draw is 7-1. Can't see it happening. And Leeds are 12-1. The only bit of value I did look at in terms of the betting is if you want to do the handicap bet for Liverpool -2, gives you even money, which means Liverpool would need to score 3 goals unanswered. For a prediction, I'm going with Liverpool 3-0. But this is a massive game. And again, we spoke last week on the show about the goal difference. That has condensed right down. I think it's 2 now. So this is really in our hands now. And if we can run out, a lot of big games coming up in the next few weeks and stuff like that. But if we can get through the next 2 to 3 weeks and get to that game in April at the Etihad. And again, I'm not sure how pivotal that game might be because Man City have a couple of big games coming up that aren't easy. I think they're heading to Goodison. They have to play United, who are all, United very much in a top 4 race or better. So that's going to be a pivotal game for them. They're going to put on their best showing they can. So I could see City dropping even more points. And I could see us potentially being at the top of the league, maybe with a 2 or a 3 point lead going to the Etihad. So could be interesting times ahead, but certainly that Spurs game has thrown an absolute spanner in the works for City, who didn't expect that at all, especially Spurs coming in on the back of really poor form, and Man City being shocked by the result. So it's game on, it's title race on, it's Premier League on, and we have a festival of football coming this week, obviously with Champions League. We're going to be dropping a preview on the Stretford sessions with Darren and with Mark looking at the Atletico game. We have our Monday mashup coming out tomorrow. So plenty of content coming your way at the moment. Until next time, Red Men, let's do this.